Hey, my friend, thank you for joining me on this episode. You are here because maybe you feel that people don't like or respect you enough, or they only like and respect you when you are doing things for them. But when it's the other way around, they seem to disappear from your life. Today you will learn what can be the reason for this and what can you do to change this in the future. My name is Mate. I'm not a guru, I'm not a coach whatsoever. I'm just a guy who lost 42 kilos in the last couple of years and completely turned his life around. I went from being the person who couldn't even carry a proper conversation or keep eye contact to now being the most motivated, confident, and happy in my entire life. If you would see me, I am walking on the street, smiling, whistling, waving at people. I can make friends in 5 minutes. For example, I just made a friend now in the kitchen before recording this video. And I can just walk up to a girl on the street, talk to her a bit and ask for her phone number. These were all things for me that I could not imagine years ago. But now I can safely say that arrived here. And this is really happy and really liberating feeling. I want to help you to achieve the same results. This is why I'm doing this whole channel, for you to be happy. So let me tell you what can you do and what I did and what worked for me to make people like and respect me more. Before we start, let me tell you a quick story just for you to understand where I'm coming from. Years ago, there was this girl I had a huge crush on. She was much better looking than me, so I know that this can never happen. So what I chose is to be her friend instead, just to be close to her. We went on being friends for a couple of months, even though I had a huge crush on her, but she did not feel anything about me. And one night, finally, she invited me to her place to have a cooking session, just the two of us, as friends, of course. And I said that, yes, this is finally my chance to tell her how I feel. What ended up happening is she was crying and complaining on the couch the whole night about some other guy, and then she fell asleep on the couch. And what I did? I did the dishes and I walked home. I decided that night that I will tell her how I feel. This was my New Year's resolution as well. And do you know what happened when I told her how I felt? She said, thank you. She said that she only saw me as a friend. And by the way, she had just started dating that other guy she was complaining about. So you can see I have come a really long way from this story. And in this video, I want to share with you a few key learnings of mine from the last couple of years when it came to people. And then I will talk to you about a book you should definitely read and its key teachings that you can start implementing today. So the first learning of mine is that we don't need to be liked by everyone. Because if we are liked by everyone, we are not really liked by anyone. When I was younger and a couple of years ago, I was too afraid to show people my true side. I was too afraid to risk them not liking me. So the tactic that I chose to do or to deploy was I did anything in my power to figure out what this other person wanted to hear, what this other person wanted to see in me just for them to like them. I was not willing to risk showing my true side to them because that would mean that there was this possibility that they will not like me. So I put on this persona. I tailored this persona to every single person. I listened to their interests and I told them that, you like this band? Yeah, I like this band too. Oh, this is your favorite food. This is my favorite food as well. I did this with all people just for them to like me. But the problem is that this is really tiring and keeping up this persona is really tiring. Whereas when I started to show my true side, people started to like me for the real me. But also, there were some people who did not like me at all. And that's completely normal. When I started to own up to my own, weird geeky things that I really liked, for example, waking up at 5 in the morning, which can be weird to some people, I was risking them disagreeing with me, them not liking me for it. And it's okay. If our values are not aligning with this person and this is not okay for them, that we don't have to connect. The Buddha has this amazing quote where he says that Every person has a gift, but we don't need to accept all gifts. This is something that I really like. You don't need to connect with everyone. We don't need to please every person. Also, what I learned is that disagreement is completely okay. Disagreeing with people shows that you have values and you have respect for yourself. Because if you are constantly agreeing, this other person has this feeling that they can say or do anything and you will not call them out about it. They can do anything and you will still be there and take it. When my values and when my boundaries started to become clearer for me, I started to disagree with people on things that were really important for me, my ideas, my values. And when you do that, it shows the other person that you have integrity and they immediately start to respect you more. Another thing that was really hard for me, especially in university years, is saying no. I had a big friend group in the university and there were nights where they invited me to go out with them and I really didn't want to go. I just wanted to stay at home, lay down. I was tired. I did not want to go, but I said yes anyway because I did not want to be left out and I was afraid of from the thing that if I say no to them, they will not invite me out again. This was a faulty mindset on my side. I see it now. Because if you respect your boundaries and you respect yourself, other people will respect you more. Imagine that in this situation I said, sorry, no, I don't want to go because I prioritize 8 hours of sleep tonight because I'm really tired and also I want to start that book that I really want to read. This shows to the other person that you have these values that you are not willing to compromise on. And this shows integrity and they will respect you much more. It's really important also, this was one of my mistakes as well, is not just to say no, also explain to people why you are saying no. And when you are saying no, communicate with feelings. You say that I feel that tonight I need to stay at home to rest a bit. I feel that this situation is not good for me now, so I'll pass on it, thank you. And the funny thing is, if they don't invite you out, again, just because you said no one time, you are better off not hanging out with these people because they don't care about you, they don't respect you. They only care about you when you are doing the things they want you to do. And as soon you stand up for yourself, they want you out of their lives. So my second learning is that every human relationship is conditional. Apart from the parent-child relationship, every relationship is conditional. What do I mean by that? You essentially sign a contract with this other person and you sign that this contract and this relationship is beneficial for both sides in the relationship. Because otherwise, if it's not beneficial for you, then why do you do it? This can be any sort of relationship. This can be a romantic relationship. This can be a friendship. This can be an employer-employee relationship as well. You have to have some interest in the game. You have to get out something. You have to get something from the relationship and you have to give as well. It's based on mutual respect and mutually giving each other things. Let's take a romantic relationship, for example. What do you get and what do you give in a romantic relationship? Love, kindness, affection. And this has to go both ways. If it goes just one way and you are only giving, then this relationship is not beneficial for you. You are the only one who is giving to the other person. This is the basis of the relationship, but this is not what you agreed on. And when you feel that your side is not respected, it's completely okay to stand up for yourself. If we go back to my story with the girl I had the crush on, what did I do? She could do anything with me. She could call me to her place, talk about some other guy, and I did not call her about it. I She could do anything with me, and I never said no. I did not respect my own boundaries, and I was not getting anything out of the relationship. She was not giving me love or affection. Only thing I was getting out is she allowed me to be close to her. How sad is that? That relationship was clearly not beneficial for me. I just did not see it. But this resulted in her not respecting and liking me, because when I confronted her with my feelings, she said no. And she chose the guy she was complaining about. So if you look at every relationship like this, when you feel that you are not getting anything out of the relationship, it's absolutely okay to let the other person know about it. And then two things can happen. First, the other person starts to change and they say sorry, and they say they are willing to change, and they are willing to change their behavior to keep this relationship going. This is good. The other thing that could happen is this person doesn't change, or they don't feel the need to change. This is even better, because then you have a clear realization that this person is not right for you. This person does not respect you, and they are not willing to do anything for you. Then it's time to leave. If the other person feels that you are ready to walk away, you are immediately more valuable and interesting for them. Now let's talk about that book I was telling you about. This book is called How to Win Friends and Influence People by the author Dale Carnegie. He has a lot of key takeaways in the book. I don't want to go into all, but what I did after reading the book, I divided the ideas into two groups. We will call the first group Smile. This is how to initiate a conversation on any relationship. The second group is called Them. This is the mindset to withholding any sort of relationship or conversation with the other person, so they actually like and respect you. Let's start with the smile part. What do I mean by smile? Smile is the way you start. I did not understand for a lot of years that when I stepped over to someone and approached them in the hopes of starting a relationship, they always pulled back. I had this feeling that they don't want to talk to me. They don't like me. What I did not realize is I had this bad, weird energy around me when I was approaching, and the majority of it was I was not smiling. If you smile, then you bring a positive energy and positive vibe with you. Why do you think people like puppies so much? Puppies are like having a constant smile on their face every time, and people just love it. They love the energy they bring with them. Also, if you start the conversation with a friendly way, with a compliment, then you are starting on a high, and you are starting with the emotion that this other person is nice. I want to start a conversation with them. Also, I did not understand why my stories were boring to people. Let's just take an example. When you are asked, or when I was asked the question, how are you doing? You can answer the following two ways. Way A, I'm good, thank you. Or you can say, thank you very much, I'm having a really good day. I slept really well today, I was really productive, and I'm really happy to be here and be talking to all these people. You feel the difference? You don't need to have this toxic positivity if this is not what you are feeling. If you have a bad day, it's completely okay to say that. So, how are you doing? Oh man, you have caught me in the worst possible day. I have a lot to do. I was not really focused. Everything fell apart. I don't know. It's just not my day, man. How about you? You feel the difference? There is this enthusiastic mindset and this enthusiastic energy. This shows that you have energy, because it's bad to say, but people are energy vampires. They are energy magnets, and if you have this high energy mindset, people want to connect on this energy. So when, for example, someone asks you about your job, you can say that, yeah, I do sales. Oh, it's okay. You have this feeling that you don't even believe that your job is interesting. Why should the other person be interested in this? Or you can say, yeah, I work in sales in this big company. I'm really excited about this. I really like it. You can feel the difference. Also, Dale Carnegie says, don't criticize, condemn, or complain. These are the foundations for anything. Criticizing, condemning, or complaining have this negative energy behind them, so avoid them at all times. He also says to avoid arguments. I know that we just said in the previous chapter that it's okay to disagree and to stand up for ourselves. It's important to understand that disagreement and argument are really different. Disagreement can be a polite thing. What he means by argument is going into these screaming matches with someone, especially with someone you know is not on your side, especially with someone you cannot win over. And if they don't respect the conversation that they start shouting, it's completely okay to exist. Also, he also says things about this, and there was one thing that I was really bad at, is admitting my mistakes. I was always trying to hide when I said something, then I turned out to be wrong. We are humans, we evolve. It's completely okay to say that, sorry, my man, I was wrong. When I said that was not right. Or, sorry, I said a factually bad thing. I apologize. It was not good on my part. This will show to the other person that you have integrity and you are also a big person. You are willing to change. This is also super important. Let's go into the second part. I named them. This is about how to maintain a conversation for the other person to like and respect you. What do I mean by them, and what does the author say? It's all about not listening to what you want to say, placing your attention on the other person. I was really bad in this. I was the kind of person who was only talking about themselves. I did not care about the other person. And when the other person finally got a chance to talk, I could not wait for them to finish, because as soon as they finished, I started to talk about myself. And I couldn't listen to half of the stuff they were saying, because halfway of their sentence, I was already thinking about what I was going to say next. And this signaled them that I don't respect them and I don't care about them. This is a really, really bad thing to do. The author says that it's really important, first of all, to be genuinely interested in the other person. So we are not faking interest. You have to be genuinely interested in the other person to have a good connection with them. If you are not interested in the other person, there is no reason to start a conversation with them. If you are genuinely interested, a great sign of interest is asking questions and actually placing attention on the other person. So you ask questions, you inquire about them, and when they said their stuff, you somehow, with active listening, show that you've paid attention. One great way of doing this, and I've started to implement this in my own life as well, is paraphrasing what the other person just said. For example, they told a story from their childhood, and then you say that, okay, so if I understand correctly, this and this happened to you. And this way, you are showing to them that you listened. You placed attention to what they were trying to say. Finding common interest through these questions and active listening can be a great way to connect with these people. If you remember the other person's name, you can sprinkle it in the conversation. Let's just say this person is called Anna. So when you are talking about them or when you say something, you can say, you know, Anna, this is what I realize. You see, Anna, sometimes, not in every sentence, this will make them feel important and respected, and this will make them feel that you place your attention on them and you respect them and they are a part of this conversation. Also, saying stuff like, you are wrong, is a totally no-go. If you say, you are wrong, and I am guilty as charged, I have said this a lot of times, If you say you are wrong, this signals to the other person that you are this know-it-all, wisest person who knows everything and has an opinion about everything. People don't like that. It's much better to say, I hear what you are saying, but, or you may be right, however, I still think. This is respectful, and you don't say that what I say is right, what you say is wrong. Because also, we already know that right and wrong are just artificial concepts. Opinions change, people change, so saying that you are right is just factually not true. Maybe the conversation goes to a place where you realize that this other person is struggling with something, they have a problem. And maybe you know the solution to this problem. When I was giving suggestions to people, they did not land for some reason. I felt that they felt offended or they pushed away when I said something to them. The problem was that I was again in my own head. I was not thinking about what they need in this situation, what help they need. I was just thinking about what I wanted to say. And this is the reason why my suggestions did not land with people. If you frame your suggestions in the terms of their interest to motivate them, they will like you much better because they have this sense that you truly want to help them and you truly are saying the things that are important for them and are true to their lives and their current problems. So to summarize, we've learned that it's completely okay not to be liked by everyone. It's completely okay to show your true self and risking not being liked by everyone instead of putting on this fake persona just to please other people. Also, if you have core values, disagreeing for them and saying no to protect your values and boundaries is completely okay. And it shows the other person that you have virtue and you have core values that you are not willing to compromise on. Also, every human relationship is conditional. It should be beneficial for both sides, and the other person has to feel that you are willing to exit this relationship if it's not beneficial for you anymore. And learnings from the Dale Carnegie book: have a positive attitude, smile, begin conversations in a friendly way, and make your stories interesting and enthusiastic while you talk. Never criticize, condemn, or complain. Have this enthusiastic, exciting tone when you are talking about your stories. Admit if you are wrong and avoid arguments with people you cannot win over. Be genuinely interested in the other person you are talking to. Ask questions, be a good listener, and find common interest. Remember their names and use their names as much as possible, and phrase your suggestions in terms of their interests to motivate them, and never say you are wrong. Rather say stuff like, I hear what you are saying. If you do all this, people will like you much better and respect you much better in the future. Thank you for joining me today. If you want to learn more about how I lost all this weight, you can check out my video about that. And also, I have prepared a free fat loss guide that you can find down in the description, that I go into more detail on how I lost all this fat. Also, I made a video on how to lose fat if you have a busy schedule and how to transform your body from fat to fit. My name is Mate. Thank you for being here. See you soon. Ciao.